And welcome back to the Dead Truth Podcast. I'm Kevin,
I'm Jimmy.
and welcome
How are
back.
y'all?
How's everybody doing tonight? How are you doing tonight, Jimmy?
I'm doing just fine. Mr. Dustin Baker can't be with us tonight. He's out of town. I don't know when he'll be back. So,
Oh, well, hurry back, Dustin. Everybody's gonna miss you this week.
yeah.
Oh man,
You've been watching the Walking Dead on season one on AMC tonight?
I had no. I hate to say I haven't watched anything. I haven't
Kind of takes
been.
me back.
Oh yeah, would you?
Well, it reminds me of Frank Darabont. I mean, his envision of the Walking Dead. I mean, the walkers were smart. They ran fast. They smelled stuff. They picked up teddy bears and walked over to Rick like they were going to bite him. And it was like, I don't know, it's just like a whole nother vision, almost a whole nother
Yeah,
show. Yeah, it just, they were smart. And I really, really, I don't know, I enjoyed Darabont's version of The Walking Dead. Gimple did do good on like, I think 3 and 4. Um, and, the infamous what happened to Carl and Rick.
yeah,
But I kind of look at Darabont. I wish they would have gave him more of a chance than they did. Um, I don't know. I always like Kurtman's version too. I
like a
mean,
whole
they
nother
just kind of went
vision.
away from it a
Almost a
little
whole.
bit.
Yeah, yeah. It kind of changed a lot when after he left, and it's like the zombies, walkers, whatever the hell they're called, got weird and dumb. Because didn't
Yeah,
one pick up the teddy bear? What else was there? They climbed the fence.
broke rocks with the windows. I mean, they
Yeah,
did all kind of stuff, and that was pretty awesome. I mean, yeah, at that point, and watching the show, I mean, you had you had like Rick's wife taking the dirty D from Shane, and it was just a bunch of stuff going on, and I kind of miss that. I miss the good old days. Not saying what we have now is bad, but
yeah,
those were the days, man.
yeah. That was pretty cool. That's where I thought it was like, oh wow, the zombies climbing the fence. Was it when they chased Rick and what's his name into Glenn into the fence
Glenn,
area?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's when they put the Walker guts on them, kind of like
yeah.
Michonne did, and
Hmm.
then it started pouring down rain. They were just smarter walkers, and that's what I
Yeah,
think that the series needed because the dumb walkers we we have now. I mean, besides the whisperers, it just they wasn't smart at all, and I think Darabont was really really good at what he did.
yeah. Um,
Yeah. All
all
right,
right.
guys. Go ahead, Mr. Kevin.
I'm just getting the chat up and getting everything rolling, but we're all good now. I think everything's actually working tonight. Amazing.
Oh, yeah, Miss Christina, if you want to call in tonight, we'll kind of talk about things. You've been watching The Walking Dead season one, and I was kind of getting some comments about that along those lines. The whole thing about Lori and Carl. Carl runs off, and Lori's constantly chasing him, and it just you know Lori wasn't a good mom, dude. She
No,
just
she was a
wasn't.
shitty
No,
mom. Oh my God,
no.
Lori. Yeah, she was a whore. She banging her,
She was.
huh? Banging her
She
husband's
was.
best
She was.
friend.
What was it? 5 minutes he was dead, and
Yeah,
she's already taking the dirty D.
she's
That's
like,
crazy,
oh,
man.
I can't handle it. I miss you. Oh, hey, Shane, give me some of that loving. So is
No,
Judith really Shane's daughter, or is that what you think?
I think they even admitted in the show last season. For the most part, but I always look at Rick kind of like in myself. I'm a single dad, and he was always just a real dad figure. I mean, what disappointed me, I think, in Scott Gimple's writing of it was when Lori died, Rick really, really cried and really, really threw himself out there. He was
Yeah,
on the deaths of suicide. But when Carl died, he's like, I'm good. It's all
Yeah.
good. It's like, what the hell just
I
happened
know.
there?
That was weird.
That was, yeah, that was my just true opinion about it. It's like I couldn't figure out, why he would be like that about his wife, but not his son. I think I would be double about my son. So, I
Carl!
yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought of that because when Lori died, he did that freaking out scene, and then all the shit you went through for Carl, he's like, oh, okay, he's dead. Okay, what's next?
Exactly, and that's when I was kind of like, at that point, I started thinking to myself, something's a little off with the show right now because, you look back, it was a season like 1 through 6 or 1 through 5. Carl was everything to Rick, and
Yeah,
that's what I kind of got from it.
yeah, that was strange. I mean, I think after season 6, I stopped watching because it just wasn't right anymore. I mean, just kind of lost interest, but I kind of got back when Negan came back. Was that when Negan came back? I don't even know what season's this season anymore.
Well, Negan come back. Well, Negan came in, and then you had Rick. It basically was two. I think the character of Rick got a little weird, man, because you would think back, when they came into Alexandria, he was so badass and had the beard and everything, and then when Negan come in, he became a big softy, and
Yeah,
I wanted Rick to kind of show out. I'll be honest with you, if somebody had my son's arm and trying to chop it off, I would have went ape shit on him, and
oh yeah,
I wouldn't care if they killed me. And Rick was too scared, he wouldn't do anything. And that's what I was like. He's kind of losing me at this point. He did all that stuff for Lori. He did all the stuff in season one. And he come in here and then he's soft. Like I'm watching it right now. And this is where Greg Nicotero was eating the deer.
yeah,
And yeah, it's just Nick Nicotero actually. Fun fact about that scene: Nick Nicotero actually did it himself because he wanted to portray that walker in such a way that is actually eating the deer.
yeah,
And you know same way with his sister, Andrea's sister, he killed her in a certain way too. He was the same walker. Well, not same, but different walkers. He looks good on screen. But through all this stuff, I think maybe that Darabont, look in it's not what it used to be.
oh yeah. Now, what's some of the best walkers that have been on the show to you? Because I mean, we have
Well, I'll be honest with you. You got Melissa Cowan, you got Moses. Melissa Cowan being Bicycle Girl,
yeah,
Moses being Bicycle. Michonne's Walker. You had Travis Charpentier, which was R.V. Walker. R.V. Walker was my one of my favorite walkers.
yeah,
He's one that took the screwdriver in the eye. Um, I actually got to go to Walker's Talk and recreate that scene. Let me see if I can dig it up out of my phone. But we actually, my ex-wife and I and Travis's parents and everything reenacted that scene at one of the Walker Stalkers back in
oh,
the
that's
day.
cool. Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was
Yeah,
cool. That was a cool photo.
yeah, we actually did that. I don't think I have it. I had to show in another episode or something, but
Yeah,
it was a really, really cool picture to do. I mean, having Andrea come after him with that screwdriver and Travis as being the spontaneous guy he was kind of just funny.
hell yeah,
And I've been friends with his family for years. I know his mom and his daddy and everything. Really good family. I
yeah,
just, you know, looking back, all the stuff that we went through, you know, it kind of instills in me how far the show did come and how much it meant to my life. And I know, all the fans, it means different things. I know it how important it was.
yeah,
A lot of people has went away from it. A lot of people came back to it. I'm the one that I went away for a couple years. I went through some personal stuff in my life, and I'm back now. And I'll be honest with you, like I seen Oscar today, and
yeah,
it's really cool to see old friends. And look at the new people and like, man, they don't know who the hell I am at all, and it's just really
yeah,
weird to me.
yeah.
And I used to be well known, so it's like,
Oh yeah, I know. Can't walk through Sonoya with her. Everybody's like, "Hey Jimmy, hey Jimmy."
yeah. So I mean, I have sit back, I guess, in the backlight, I mean, in the background so long that people don't know who I am anymore. And
Yeah,
it's kind of weird sometimes. It's like, I don't want the spotlight anymore. At the same time, it's kind of like I kind of miss it. I do kind of miss it as a fan, be able to go out to set every day and get autographs and stuff. And those days are gone.
Yeah.
Um, I do know they're about to start filming. I heard they're already filming that Will Ferrell movie in Palmetto.
Oh, okay.
I know they're supposed to be filming some other stuff. Will Ferrell has been seen in and around Palmetto, so I know he's out there filming. So, The Walking Dead's supposed to be coming up pretty soon. So I don't know. As time goes on with it, I think that seeing the progression and how much it's changed throughout the years, it is kind of overwhelming. I mean, it was like, I don't know, when we first started doing tours, we were having, keep in mind, we were doing it for free, but we would get people to go eat at Jim Sell's restaurant at the
Yeah.
time. So we were having about 100 people a night taking a tour, and because it was a free tour.
Yeah.
So after that, we kind of went to Harrelson. It was still going strong, and then I think the big like drastic change was when the lineup. You remember when Negan had lined everybody up, and everybody's wondering where who was going to die or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that summer when everybody had so much trying to figure out who was going to die. I think that you know that's when everybody started coming in again, and they had a resurgent again. And then whenever I had a issue come up in my life and I had to move on from
Oh, yeah. Think we
that
froze
issue,
there. Okay, we're back. We
it's a
froze for a
totally different
minute.
world.
We froze for a
Oh,
second, but we're good now. Can you hear
oh,
me?
okay, okay.
Yeah, we
I don't
just
know where I
froze.
left off at, but yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was on the. I was.
No, go ahead. I
I was
just
on.
no. Everything froze. I thought the internet was going to check, but it's still good because we have some
Okay.
storms where I'm at. So.
Oh, I got you. It's peaceful here, but no. Whenever I went through that divorce, I came back. It's like a totally different world now,
Oh yeah.
and there's new people, and to be honest with you, I like it. Um, but it's still a little weird to me. I mean, half the people I was with were there, and half the people are gone. Like Greg Whaley, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I miss a lot of the old people. Christina Fernandez brought up the other day we need to have a Walking Dead like dinner party. I think that'd be awesome. We
Oh
all
yeah.
need to do it as a family. So we need to do stuff like that. Anybody want to call in at all? Ask me any questions about this season one it's on right now. I can pretty much answer anything you got. I've pretty much been doing this forever, so let me know.
Yeah. Now, since you're rewatching, start back at season one, what have you noticed from watching it? How many times you've watched season one? But each time you watch it more and more, you rewatch it. Well, I just lost myself. But my question is, do you see any differences to something you never noticed before, or?
Yeah, I mean, you start looking at the backgrounds. I mean, like there's a Walker drinking a bottle of water in the background when a horse came up with Rick,
Yeah,
and of course, everybody notices that stuff. But
yeah.
it really gets into stuff, and you start seeing like the show in a different light. You kind of see where like you know Robert Kirkman and what they actually envisioned that day. Because you got to think when they actually went through downtown Atlanta, Kirkman was on set that day because they were actually talking to Melissa Cowan and stuff. She was actually a different walker, not bicycle rolling downtown.
Oh,
So like you actually see pictures and stuff, on the internet of them actually talking. So you kind of envision what Kirkman had going on. So that's why I truly believe that Kirkman and Frank Darabont had a different vision to what actually
mm-hmm.
showed because I think the walkers were supposed to be smart, and
Yeah,
that's what I keep saying. I miss Frank Darabont. I mean, he was a huge part of everything.
yeah. So,
And
yeah, go ahead, go ahead. So when he left, and what's his name took over. God, I forgot his name. Say it for me. Um, God, I'm so bad at names right now because this is
Scott Gimple,
Yeah, Gimple.
yeah.
Why do you think he changed it to make it his own? To make it different
Well,
from the?
well, Of course, you want to make stuff your own. And I think at first he had good intentions. And you got to remember, he wrote Clear, man. He wrote the episode of Clear. He did really,
Yeah,
really good with Clear. And I think that's what, I love Granville because of Lenny James, Morgan. I look at Morgan and he was just devastated, man. He lost everything he ever had, and in his life he was trying to make it right. He was clearing Grantville and King County, basically he was clearing that out to make
yeah,
it a better world. And a lot of people say he ran into the saviors or whisperers or there's a bunch of rumors, but
yeah,
you know it to me I think that Morgan was doing what he knew to be right because he lost Dwayne and in his he basically watched him and his wife and Dwayne both die.
yeah,
And anybody that says you ain't screwed up after that, you're crazy. And then he was in the woods and the guy was teaching him how to use the bow and all that stuff kind of come up from there. And I think that Morgan's character, man, it was dynamic.
yeah,
And I think when he left the show,
yeah,
that was another just jab in the side, and I think it made Fear better, but Fear is not The Walking Dead. It is, but it's not. I remember when I was telling people, they're like, "Oh, it's going to have a spinoff." Like, it's going to take away from The Walking Dead,
yeah,
regardless of what you think. It's going to take it away. And at this time, I don't know how much of the viewership we lost might have not left if we still had just as many people working on The Walking Dead we did. Now we have another spinoff. So we're
yeah,
going to have two spinoffs, and it's going to be triple the amount of bull crap. So what are you going to get from that? How much pull are you going to have from all these different shows going on?
yeah.
Because you're getting pulled from two different ways right now.
Yeah. How many spinoffs now? They're going to be two, three.
There's well, there's the show, and you have two spinoffs. And the
Wow.
next one's supposed to be it's been filmed in Richmond, Virginia, and they're supposed to be airing it pretty soon. So you have all these other shows going on. So you're right, it's going to pull away from the show.
Yeah,
Just is.
yeah. I just don't understand all the spinoffs after spinoff because did the Fear the Walking Dead do that good or is that ratings all right? Because I've never watched it.
Well, you got to keep in mind. I watched the first season of Fear, but I always stopped watching Fear because I was a tour guide down here, and I
Yeah.
didn't want it pulling away from my tours.
Uh,
So I purposely did not watch the show, and I probably, looking back now, hey, what's up, Jeff? How you doing, buddy? Mr. Jeff's been a walker on the show. List all the other stuff you've been, buddy. I know you were a whisperer too. I think may have been a savior. But yeah, through everything, I think it did take away from it. I think it did, and I think that maybe they can get back on board. But
yeah.
what? The only way that's going to happen is Andrew Lincoln comes back, and I don't even know if that can save the show.
Yeah. What they bring back Andrew Chandler? They bring back all
Well,
everybody's favorite characters and their ghost and one of those kind of stupid shit. They do. Okay.
there you go.
Jeff
Hey,
Sazier, Whisper, and Kingdomer. He's been them
hey,
all.
you the man, Jeff. You want to call tonight and talk to us, buddy?
Yeah, yeah. Give
You
us
can
a
talk
call,
to us
Jeff.
about the show or anything, man.
Yeah, tell us about being on the show and what's the who'd you like being better, Whisper, Savior, or Kingdomer?
They would have kicked me out the kingdom. I ate too much. They'd be like, "You got the hell
Yeah, you're not
on."
gonna eat all those Pop Tarts, are you? Mm-hmm.
Well, no,
Uh,
you look at Jerry though. He ain't missing no meals at all. Like I'll be totally with Jerry. Jerry,
that's fun.
yeah. Hey,
Hey, shout out to Jamie. Hey, Jamie.
what's
Jamie's
going on,
watching.
Jamie?
She's out there. What? And anybody else out there, hey, feel free to give us a call. The number's there at the bottom of the screen because I keep forgetting it because I got 1,000 things going through my head at the same time. And since we're talking to Jamie about Jamie, we're going to do this real quick. If you got the time, head up to Harrelson. Is that the way you say it, right? Harrelson or Harrelson?
Harrelson.
Okay,
Harrelson.
I like to say Harrelson. The Walking Dead tours and events. And Jimmy, what days do you give tours out there?
Right now, I'm giving them on the weekends. For Saturday, 10 and 1, and Sunday at 1 o'clock.
All right.
Right
So if
now,
you want to go on one of the best damn tours you ever see, head on out to Harrelson, the Walking Dead tours and events. They're at the Esco Feed Mill. All right. Sorry, I had to get the plug in real quick.
You're
But
good, man. You're good.
yeah. But
But
yeah, anybody, we'd love to hear from you, Jeff. We want to hear what was better, being a whisperer, savior, or in the kingdom. What do you think? What would you go for if you had the choice?
me,
Yeah.
I'll be a savior, man. I really would, because they got the best of everything and they don't have to work for it. They just steal from everybody else.
Would you? What would you call your bat? What would you call your bat? Chipper.
No, I wouldn't call it Chipper, man. No. I call it Steve or something. I don't
Steve.
make something like
Okay,
that. Steve.
that's funny.
I don't know. I make something up.
Oh yeah, that's funny. I figured you call it Chipper or Hank. Hank would be a cool name for your bat.
Well, Braves have really disappointed me lately, so I don't even go there.
Oh, that's funny. He'd be like, I'm gonna smash you in the head, Hank.
Call it the Hammer, I guess. You could call
Oh,
it the Hammer. Yeah,
there's a good name.
yeah.
Jeff said that's a tough one. He's not sure which one. Which was most fun to do? There, we'll throw that at you, Jeff. Make
There
you
you
answer a
go.
question. Because I think, yeah, the Savior would be cool, but being the Kingdom would be kind of boring. Because that you have to hang out with Maggie, so that count me out of that one. Because she's annoying sometimes.
Well, she is a bit fussy. I'll give you that. She's a
But
bit
they did
fussy.
have, yeah, they did have the tiger for a while, so that was cool.
Yeah, the tiger was cool until they
Yeah,
killed it.
yeah.
They killed it.
Whisperer, but suck because you have to be quiet. We both suck at being a whisperer.
My question is, remember they had the tiger and the CG was just awesome on that tiger, and then you had the episode where Miss Shone and Rick went off and seen the carnival, and you had that deer. It looked like it had the like mange or whatever. It looked awful. It's like, what in the hell? like,
You know,
like where did they pull that CG from?
it's like, hey, let's save a couple of dollars on this episode. Hey, can you run down to Toys R Us and get us one of those plastic tigers? Put it on
It's
the
like
stick.
they. Almost, you could have did better if you went on down to Academy and just bought a fake deer and put it up there. Like, seriously.
Jeff says, I love doing Walker stuff. Getting killed is so much fun. Wow.
I
We'd
bet
love
you
to hear
would be,
about
man.
that. We'd love to
Yeah,
hear it.
man.
Yeah, 'cause closest I've ever been to anything, we were supposed to be in Independence Day when I was stationed out in California with Will Smith and all that crap. They cut us out. We ran across the fight
Wow.
line one time. It was like, run, okay. And yeah, that's as close as I ever did. My stardom right there.
You know what? I was there the day that the governor was burying Lily's dad, which was his girlfriend.
Yeah,
And they had, remember the scene where they went and got the oxygen tanks?
yeah,
Well, they had a scene where they had edited out where Lillian was walking across the street and the governor was burying her dad, and she got up to the gate, killed the walker, and went in. This walker died like 100 times, and they edited it out. I'm like, I'd be mad because that girl hit the street so hard it was crazy
yeah.
100 times.
Oh,
I was like,
man.
I'd be mad about that. But I was actually in a movie called Bowden. They filmed in Sonoya at Sonoya Raceway. It just actually just came out and it went straight to. I think that won some kind of award at Can Can. Usher was in it, a couple other people, but I was in the winner's circle in Sonoya Raceway for
Oh,
that.
I
Yeah,
remember. Yeah, I remember you sent pictures of that.
it
That's
was
cool.
cool, man. And every stereotype of a Southern they had in that movie, man. They had us all have rebel flags, and we're all sitting in the middle of the friggin' speedway. And I remember it was like 10 degrees, and you remember old Todd, right?
Yeah,
Remember old Todd?
yeah.
They had Todd was out there with us when we were jumping up and down because that guy was winning the race, and Todd was our farting every time he jumped up and down. We couldn't say nothing because they were filming a movie. It's like, what in the hell, man?
That's
That was
funny.
crazy. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna tie your ass up like real quick, man. Knock that crap off. But that's one person I do miss, man. Todd was
Oh,
kind of
Todd.
crazy.
Wherever happened to
Yeah.
old Todd? Todd, if you
Well,
happen to hear this, we'd love to hear from you, old Todd. Good old Todd.
me and Jamie was talking about that. Jamie don't even know what happened to Todd.
Oh, man. I'd love to find old Todd. He was a
Yeah, Jamie.
trip. He was a
Yep.
funny guy. Oh, man. So let's get back. We were talking about, rewatching episode or season one. What season have you rewatched the most?
I have watched that Clear episode more than I watched anything in my whole life, man. Back when I was doing the Granville tour, I used to have to go down there in that store and watch the episode with the people, and we would discuss the episode. So I literally watched that clear episode like once a day for like 2 years. I want to say maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
But I watched that episode so many times I could recite every line.
Now, you tired of that episode, or like if it come on right now, would you watch it again, or you'd be like, oh shit?
Most likely so. I mean, that episode, Air on the Doorpost and the Sword for Life with in Harrelson. I think
Yeah.
they're kind of instilled in me. That's a part of my life. Um, and what I'm saying there is, I did the tours for all three of those.
Yeah.
So I mean, they mean something to me because of that. So I mean, I can go over those scenes in Grantville and Harrelson a million times over, and it just the new people that come on the tour with me at the time are all excited, and that's truthfully what makes me happy is new people coming out and being excited about it. There was a kid named Archer that came on our tour not long ago at all, and he dressed up as Rick, and it was his first time coming out, and he's been watching the show ever since he was little. He's Chandler's age,
Yeah.
and I mean, he was like I think 7 or 8 years old when this thing came out. Now he's 18. So
Wow.
I mean, to me, it's like that's part of Archer's life, man. I just look at that kid was like he grew up as Rick Grimes as his dad figure,
Yeah.
and that's what it is to him. That's why he dresses up as Rick Grimes. That's why he does what he does because maybe his wife wasn't around.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, his not wife. I mean, maybe
Young
his
one.
dad.
Yeah. Hopefully,
So
it's
I
not his
mean,
wife.
well, I'm sorry, I got a
I know. I'm
text
just
that threw
teasing.
me off.
I'm just teasing you.
But yeah, but I think that's what it was. Maybe his dad wasn't around. I don't know his case, but that's why people do what they do with this because it brings them happiness, and it does kind of fulfill a role for them that they don't have fulfilled in their own life.
Yeah.
So that's what it means to me, just like it means to Archer. It's just part of his life at this point.
Oh yeah. How many people have you seen? You met doing the tours and stuff like that. Kind of like that. Like the Walking Dead's more than just a TV show to them. It brings something that they were missing in their lives, and kind of like that.
I think over I don't want to say all of I don't want to say all of them. I want to say at least half of them. Um, I can't say that. I can't say. I want to say half because it always is something new, and you always get different people's point of view from it,
Yeah.
and you never know.
Oh, did we lose you?
No, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, we're starting to freeze up again. I'm sorry about that, everyone. Yeah, the storm's kind of killing the internet here where I'm at tonight. But we're back. We're rolling.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry for the delay there, but yeah, I've noticed when I first came down there, probably a couple months after, probably about maybe a year after we met you, we met some people up there. They drove all the way from like Wyoming or something to come to see Sonoy, and then the story we always forget to talk about. We forget to talk about the good man, the one and only Yoda.
Man, I don't even know where Yoda went to, man. I don't think anybody knows what the hell we're talking about. But there used to be this guy that lived in Sonoya. He was kind of like I'm not going to call him the town drunk. I guess I can because nobody knows him by Yoda. But anyway, he's like Sonoya's town drunk, and he used to make these sticks, and he used to put Walking Dead knobs on the top, or you know Yoda ones. I think that's why we come up with his name. He had a Yoda one, but he used to sell those sticks for money because that's
Yeah,
how he got his little drinking money. I remember we were stalking one night, and Yoda won't come by there and screaming at us and cussing us out, and the cops come running after him and put him back, took him back to his house. And 30 minutes later, he was back out coming over to us, telling us he loved us. And
yeah,
it was just like always something crazy with Yoda. But Yoda was actually very very smart and a great person when he wasn't drinking.
hmm,
But outside of that, man, he was crazy. I mean, we took pictures with him and we messed around with him and we just tried to, you know, more or less make him part of the group. And we had other people too, like Johnny and Tim and all those people, and they were good, and they did what they wanted to do with us. And I always say, God bless everybody. They ain't in it anymore. You don't never know what they're going through in their lives, but there's always people coming and going.
Yeah. Well, I still have that Yoda stick. I still have it. I found it in my garage about a month ago. I'm like, there. I've been looking for it and I forgot about it. I still have it. It went from
That's
what?
awesome.
It went from $20 to $10 to $5. I think I got it for $3 after about 20 minutes of negotiation with him.
Well, you had to get that last drink, man. That's all it was. I mean,
You know,
he had to do what he
he's
had to do,
he's
man.
like he's
He
like
left.
I yeah he's a he was different. He's a nice guy, but when he started, like you said, when he started drinking, holy, get the hell out of the way. Get the hell out of the way. What other
Yeah.
what other kind of like Yoda characters have you met during your time with stalking and all that kind of stuff?
Well, I mean, you had all kind of people, man. There was this lady used to come around all the time, and she used to yell at everybody because she thought she could form a line with these people. Like she literally thought that she was always ahead of the line, and if you went before them, she would scream at you. Or you got in front of her, what she called was the line. She'd cuss you out, and that lady was a trip. And
Yeah,
yeah, I can't remember that lady's name to save my life, but she would actually have a sign said the line starts here.
yeah.
And it's like you can't just bring a sign and sit there and say the line starts here. Like that
and
don't make any sense.
and she's always in the front of
Like
it.
yeah, it's like that makes no sense at all.
Yeah, that was
But no, I for the most part always try to stay out the crowds. You know me, I didn't like the crowds. They kind of scared me a little bit. So
yeah.
um, truth be told, I mean I look at it now and I really miss those days. I really really do.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's some of your like someone starting out stalking, say, or going to any movie set or TV show? Like, what's some of your first tips that you could give someone beginning, like that they have no clue what they're doing, like they're going out to a TV show right now or a movie set?
Just see what's filming around Atlanta. If you want, if you look on there and you see what's filming, go on IMDb and say, hey, this movie stars in this movie. Let me go look this movie star up. So you go to Twitter, see what they're doing and where they're at. If they're not posting anything or they're posting stuff around the set, they're on set that day usually. But it goes from there, and you can actually go out. It's like Will Ferrell. People seen him around Noonan,
Yeah,
here lately, and Palmetto. So I mean, he's obviously in town. But the thing about it right now is they're not signing anything anyway. You can catch them all you want, but all this COVID stuff, they're gonna try to keep you away from them.
yeah. Now, do you
So
see the autograph stalking, airport stuff, all this picking back up anytime, or is it dead? You think never going to happen again?
it's gonna happen, but it's gonna be at well after like next year or the year after. It's gonna literally take some time to. Something's got to happen with COVID. It's got to kind of come to a head, or they got to have some kind of I don't know some way to end it
Yeah,
like they did polio through vaccinations or whatever. I don't know, but something's going to happen where they're going to do it again. But I don't think they're going to do it anytime soon.
yeah. So if you got your high hopes to go out when the Walking Dead starts back up, just forget it right now.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I would go up there and watch filming and enjoy yourself. Go get a nice beverage, kind of sit down there and do like you always did. I mean, even when The Walking Dead was filming, it wasn't like you're gonna meet a lot of people the last few years anyway.
Yeah,
So I mean, I always say kind of just show up and see what happens. You never know. Like you can be sitting there outside, Sonoya or wherever, and or ride up to a red light and see Norman drive next to you. I've done that a million times in here in Noonan. I mean, not a lot of people say that, but you'll be driving through Noonan sometimes, and he'll drive his motorcycle right up next side you and drive off.
yeah,
It's happened to me 4 or 5 times the last, I want to say, 3 or 4 years. I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, Norman's got he's kind of laid back and generally he'll wave at you. He's real cool. So
yeah, yeah. I was just wondering because a lot of people are probably getting excited for well, because we missed filming all summer and it comes back. You think the crowds will come back? Say next.
I think they're starting to pick up now. I think that there's definitely a want to get out and do stuff. It's just like the wanting to go out and go fishing or get outside your house. Everybody wants to do something,
Yeah.
and you got to think too. Everybody's bought tickets for Pandemic
Yeah.
around October. They can't cancel their hotels or flights. They got to
Mm-hmm.
come.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing going to happen when they get here except Oscar's event.
Yeah.
I think that's where everybody needs to go. Go online right now, go to the camp,
Yeah.
get your tickets, because honestly, that right there is like one of the best outlets to meet the cast right now.
Yeah.
As of right now, it's going to happen, and Oscar's a great guy, and his wife's awesome. And I think the whole set shindig right there, I think it's worth going out and supporting because it's local, it's small, it's not like a huge Walker Stalker event, and you're actually going to be able to enjoy yourself, which you really couldn't do at Walker Stalker because you spent so much time in the line.
You yeah. You say that again.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, Oscar's event is really, really low key, and you can honestly enjoy yourself, get you a little drink, and enjoy your time, and do your thing.
And you can save some money too. You're not going to spend a buttload of money like Walker Stalker.
Man, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's an all around. I wouldn't say family. I would say an adult, but yeah, you can bring your kids. But
Yeah.
it's more or less an adult event. But it's a great thing, and even if you do bring kids, it ain't a bad thing. Ain't like we're gonna do anything. We just kind of enjoy ourselves as adults, and
Yeah.
it's a better event than Walker Stalker. I think,
Oh
in my mind, it is a better
man.
Walker, no, better than Walker Stalker tenfold.
Oh yeah. Now, you said before that one of your favorite con is Days of the Dead. You said that before,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
well, that's like after because Walker Stalker Con, the first one was the first time I ever was the second time I ever went to a convention like that. I went to San Diego Comic Con back in the like mid '90s, and then my wife, I went with her to the Walker Stalker Con. Couldn't stand it, and then she talked me into going to Days of the Dead, and it's like, wow, this is totally different. It's organized. They got everything down. They actually have people you want to see, and it was a good con. And we've been going. I don't think we went this last year because of the virus. And I always enjoyed going to Days of the Dead. It's pretty cool because they even have wrestlers there. One year they
yeah.
had Corey Feldman, and then it's different every year. It's not the same con.
Well, like I said, Oscars event's kind of similar to Days of the Dead. It's real small. You go to the table and able to enjoy yourself, and it's not overwhelming. I think Walker Stalker was just damn overwhelming. You go there and you're literally sitting at 1,000 people in front of you,
Yeah,
and it's just you know, and it was just. I think it was just overwhelming to people, and I think the cost was just so high.
yeah,
But like I said, when you're doing an event this small, this local, you want to come into town, which Walker Stalker, truthfully, it was in Atlanta. It wasn't in Sonoya.
no,
So when you come into town for Oscar's event, Days of Dead, you even going to downtown.
mm,
So when you're coming into the camp, they changed their names now to camp. When you're coming in for that, it's actually at a Walking Dead location or
yeah,
near a Walking Dead location in Sonoya. So I just, that's the big pull for me. It's actually you feel like you're part of that world, and I think
yeah,
that Walker Stalker forgot how that was and forgot what they were trying to show you. I
yeah,
think if Walker Stalker, honestly, if I had it to do over, I would have had it once a year to be a Walking Dead a thing once a year, and it's fine if you made it go 2 or 3 weekends. You know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? And had different people every weekend. That would have been
yeah,
fine. But to run it to death like they did into the ground, I
yeah,
mean, I feel like the only person that benefited off of that was other people that ran that thing. So I mean, I'm just saying, if you want to support a small convention that the people you're actually helping to promote the celebrities you want to see would probably be the camp because they're trying to get bigger and better people there.
yeah. Can you see if Oscar wants to be on next week and talk about what stuff goes on and everything? Tell about his whole shindig he's going to get put on again and having.
Yeah, we can. I'll see what I can do. I'll talk to him. Him or his wife. I can do that.
Yeah, get them on, and then maybe we'll go out and do something live during the whole thing. Me and you sit at a little table and be like, hey, how you doing?
I got you.
Yeah,
But uh, but yeah, I just that's why I keep driving that home because I feel like a lot of people like that better than the big conventions. And
oh
you're
yeah,
right, Days of the Dead was awesome. I mean, Kane Hodder alone was just hilarious every time you seen him because I don't know if you know, but Kane Hodder he used to mess with me.
yeah,
And like every time he seen me, he messed with me for some reason. He remembered me because he always can make me squirm,
yeah.
and he just thought it was the funniest thing in the world. So
Oh yeah, he's
uh,
a heck of a guy. He remembers me and my wife all the time, and my wife would be like, "Oh, let me get this signed by him," and he's like, "Oh, I'm not taking your money. I'll sign it anyways." That's the kind
that's
of guy he is. If
awesome.
he remembers you and likes you, and because it was funny, it was during first Walker Stalker Con where how they had the panels on the other side of the building or across the way, and it took a
Yeah.
walk across the hotel, and we're walking down, and King asked us where this whatever room was. I was like, I don't know where the hell it's at. And he's like, okay. I said, we can help you look for it. So we spent about 15 minutes walking around with him trying to find this room. And he was late for his panel because we couldn't find it. But I got to know him. He's a pretty cool guy.
Oh yeah, Kane was always funny, man. I just the thing about him was he always liked to grab you by the throat and take
Yeah.
pictures. And
I'm like,
sometimes he got a little too firm with you,
yeah.
but
He's a
but
method actor.
oh yeah. I'm watching The Walking Dead right now. They're sitting in the Corey and Andrea and her sisters talking.
Oh,
Like I said, man, it brings me back, man. It just does. I don't know. Getting into season three is where I started stalking, and it was just a lot of fun, man. I just wish it was time you could throw back time sometimes.
yeah. What? Okay, here's one for you. What episode makes you the saddest? Like, it's like kind of hard for you to watch. It's like, oh man, kind of tough for you.
Um, I'll be honest with you. This is my thing. I like Dale, man. So
Yeah.
Dale's death was kind of hard on me. Season two, that last episode. I
Yeah.
like Dale. The biggest thing to me though is the whole thing about Daryl Dixon. In season one, he was like this most badass redneck you could be, and by season three, he was like I don't know a scorned teenager that just cried all the time, and I just didn't
Yeah.
understand it. I'm like,
Yeah.
how
That makes.
how can you go from being that much of a redneck to a crybaby?
Yeah.
But that's what they kind of made
Portrayed
him, and
him.
that was always the going thing for me. I mess with the women about how much he changed and stuff.
Yeah. The one that got me was when Tyrese died, and that was tough. I like Tyrese when he was on. Chad Coleman was awesome on the show. He was
Yeah, I
awesome.
lost you for a minute. I guess I'm
Uh,
getting that storm again.
yeah. The internet's kind of weird, but I was just saying that one of my favorites was when Tyrese passed. That kind of shook me. Yeah, because I liked him. He was a good. Chad Coleman was a cool dude. And that was kind of hard.
Oh, Chad, man, we went up to Walker Stalker that time. I mean, not Walker Stalker, but premiere party. He showed up to that party drunk, man.
Hmm.
That
Yeah,
show was hilarious.
he's a funny guy. Funny guy.
You know, he's always been real respectful, man. I always liked Chad a lot.
Yeah. And then too, you think of all the actors that came from The Wire over to The Walking Dead. A lot of the
Yeah,
actors were on The Wire.
yeah. That Frank Darabont did the Green Mile too, and
Yeah,
the guy who played Daryl, Jeffrey DeMons, actually came over there from that, and a couple other ones. But like, I just there's a bunch of I think The Fog too. I think that was another Darabont film.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, I think they come over from that too. But
And then the last show, Everybody Hates Chris. You had a couple actors off that one.
yeah, you had what was it, season five or six, where you had the kid that played him was actually running through Atlanta,
Yeah,
where they went to get Maggie. So not Maggie, but Beth.
yeah, Beth.
But yeah, she actually died in Noonan, not Atlanta. They actually used that hospital and Hospital Road in Noonan, Georgia, to kill Miss Beth, and they actually filmed the last episode of this year there too. So
Oh wow, I didn't
yeah,
know.
Yeah, they use the same hospital they killed Beth in for this last episode, and we know where Beta was walking up to the actual building.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Daryl carried Beth out when she passed away.
That,
Same.
that, is it supposed to be the same hospital or totally different, or you don't know?
No, because they're still in Alexandria, Virginia, and this happened in Atlanta,
Oh,
Georgia.
well,
So
yeah,
it's,
that's right. That's right. I'm glad you.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just totally different.
Okay. Oh, okay. Now, when they come back filming for the next season, do you think they're going to start wrapping it up, trying towards the end, or are they going to keep expanding the story? Or
Well, in a perfect world, I would hope they keep going, but at this point, I have no idea. Um, I really don't, and everything is left up to speculation anyway because it's not a done deal. It's still running, so.
yeah. So what is your favorite season? Like if you had to choose, you're on a
Definitely
desert island, and we give you DVDs of one season from The Walking Dead. What would it be?
season three, man.
Season
Definitely
three.
season three. Yeah, it's definitely season three. I call that the atomic bomb, man, because when that season aired, everybody and their mama come down here. I mean, there were people kind of breaking into shit, stealing. Hell, they were at stealing dirt off Elders Mills land, man.
Oh yeah,
It was
I
yeah.
forgot about that.
Buddy was like taking dirt and putting it on eBay. Jamie, and that's where Jamie got the idea of actually selling dirt in the shop. And everybody's like, "Why are you selling dirt?" I'm like, "Hell, it sells, man." Like
Yeah,
it
well, no
does.
shit.
People buying it.
What
So
what's something that people wouldn't buy from the show, or they buy everything that you put out there? You say, because I
well,
remember we talked about the blank cartridges we'd find. You found like then people buy nails from the burnt down governor's house thing. And,
yeah, they Morris Brown, where they filmed that episode where they went to Morris Brown College, that Daryl and Tyrese and all them. It was after the gas station. It was their march toward after they heard that those will arrive survive when they were actually in the car.
yeah,
When they actually went to Morris Brown College, the same guy was digging up dirt was actually getting glass up from that college and selling on eBay as well.
wow,
Yeah,
you're gonna be shitting me, really?
yeah, they were that back during that time. Everything was up, man. Everything was like for sale. Everybody was buying everything you could ever think of.
Wow, that's weird.
Hmm.
Wow, did not know that. That's pretty cool, though. I mean, I always thought that there's something that nobody would buy, but after hanging with you for a while, it's like it didn't matter what it was. If it had anything actually with filming, people would be all over it.
Well, you remember the documentary "The Walkers Among Us." I think it was the guy that played the lead claim guy.
Yeah,
He actually said they treat us like we're the Beatles. And at that time, it was the truth, man. Like that season 4 and 5, man. Anything you wasn't held down, they were grabbing, and it was like an all-out thing, man. It was the show was just the peak of it. I think it was like 80 million people's watching that show at one time.
wow, that's a lot of people. Number
That's
one,
all around the world.
yeah,
Yeah,
number one cable show for what 8 years, 9 years?
yeah. Until the infamous, the bat scene with Negan, and then you had the Carl thing, and then Andy. I mean, up to that point, I think the show hurt themselves. I don't think the show ever lost popularity. I think they literally, stabbed themselves with these knives.
Yeah, wow,
Yeah,
wow, didn't know that. Well, thank you for sharing that.
no
Uh,
problem.
our chat is down right now, probably because our internet keeps going out. So you can still chat with us. We'll check over on Facebook. But yeah, sorry about the weather, everybody. I told it not to rain till later, but that it didn't listen to me.
It never does.
Yeah. All right. We probably got about 10 more minutes left until we wrap this up. Now, what is your favorite part of The Walking Dead? Is it the show? Is it the people? Is it the collecting, the autographs, or is it just a mix of all of it?
Well, it used to be the autographs and just the people and the tours and everything. Now I think it's just the tours and the new people. Like,
Yeah.
I get these people come in and they don't know anything. And to be able to show them a little bit of that world while they're there here, it means a lot to me. Back in the day, I used to could take the same people out and get them to meet some cast and everything. And I used to have kids crying and stuff because they met the cast or whatever. And they'd literally tell me thank you and they head out of town. A lot of those people are still Facebook friends with me.
Wow.
But, just like Dustin, I met him in similar fashion. So, I've always tried to be good to everybody, no matter if, I was good in return. That's another question. But I've always tried to be good to everybody. And sometimes that backfires on you and sometimes it doesn't. I still got good friends from it. And sometimes, no matter what, you're going to have people disappoint you, and that's fine too.
Yeah, that's understandable. That's a lot of life's like that.
Yeah.
Life is just like that. Now, one thing I've noticed that a lot of the celebrities now are coming out, supporting different causes and this and this, with the current situation going on right now. One thing I've noticed, I haven't heard anything from, like the Walking Dead cast. They never hardly say anything political or,
Well, the only thing you did get was Norman Reedus. He was around L.A. the time that they actually started the Black Lives Matter protest. He went out there and he was just typical Norman. He went out there and took pictures with fans,
yeah,
and he moved on. Denai Guerrero, she posts every day, Black Lives Matter or whatever. I try not to have an opinion about it until it shows up at my front door. But for the most part, I typically don't have an opinion. I try not to anyway.
yeah,
So as from this point of view, it's like to each their own. Just don't hurt anybody. That's
yeah,
all I ask. We're all family. At the end of the day, we all got to live on this rock we call Earth. So we might as well just get along.
yeah. Because I keep hearing too that if the filming did start back, that they were going to start protesting around the filming sites and stuff like that. That's what I was reading because was it the governor here in Georgia was looking into doing more protection for like filming locations and stuff like this later on when they get back. He was afraid that they would try to go protest there and interrupt the filming and stuff like that.
They probably will. But at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is, and you can only do so much to protect people.
Yeah,
As Hollywood's always going to protect themselves regardless of what they say. They're always going to have guns to have bodyguards with them, so they're protected.
yeah.
So I mean, everything else to me just don't matter. So as long as I'm safe, my kids are safe, I'm happy.
And then I noticed too about especially the people we know that we've stalked with and stuff. And like everybody says, there's a family because we all kind of look out for each other. Because there's been times before when we were stalking. I mean, there's a couple times we were in downtown Atlanta with you, and it's got kind of fishy. And we all kind of look out for each other, and that's what I kind of miss. Is that was my job. I always kept the eye out for everybody while you guys went out and did that stuff.
Even man, when I was there for Slash, man, it got really questionable.
Yeah,
I actually had I don't know people know me, knows how I am. I would get homeless people to get me autographs to give them $5. I mean,
yeah,
that's just how I am. So I
yeah,
would go out and get the guys. Like there'd be two of them with me if they were in town. I would make sure they had dinner that night if they helped me with autographs, and I would spot them about $5. So
yeah,
I paid them.
yeah.
I got them get me autographs, yes, but I paid
Mm-hmm.
them.
Yeah.
So
What night was it when Clint Eastwood and Tom Hanks were filming Sully downtown? We're
yeah,
sitting there by this tattoo parlor, and all of a sudden we see these guys come out. They're all dressed in red. A couple more, about 10 of them, and then they realize they're gang members. And we're sitting there with them, and then one guy goes, "Is that Clint Eastwood walking down the street? Holy crap!" And then about 10 more gang members came out, and it was kind of weird. Like, holy shit! Then I figured out what street we're the cross street we're on. I was like, oh, we shouldn't be on the street, but hey, they didn't give a shit because Clint Eastwood's walking down the street.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
generally, if I'm around a movie set, especially Baby Driver when they were filming here in Atlanta,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
I always feel safe when I'm around that. Now, if I go, it's like Turner Field. Remember Turner Field back in
Oh
the
yeah.
day?
Mm-hmm.
The neighborhood behind there. I'll be honest with you. I got where I knew everybody on that street.
Yeah.
So I'd get my autographs, and I would always feel safe, even if it got really kind of questionable and kind of eerie. Sometimes I would always kind of feel safe. There's only one incident that I ever had that I got kind of weirded out. I was, you know where Ponce de Leon Market is now.
Yeah.
All right, that I can't remember the name of that concert venue right there. But it was the one they tore down. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah. I was there doing a band one night, and there were people with guns and stuff. I got the hell on out of there, but
Oh,
um, through all this doing the autographs, I mean, it's always been there's always questionable people. You just always stay to yourself. Don't say a damn word. Get your shit and get the hell on immediately.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's my thing. Is like once I got my autograph, I don't talk to anybody. I don't say anything. I walk straight to my car. I put the keys in and get the hell on. That's
Oh
exactly what
yeah.
I do. Yep.
Oh yeah. Because I kept hearing, because we didn't go to when they were filming at Terminus. We kind of skipped that one, but
I was all up in Terminus, man. There were people breaking out window cars and everything up there.
I know that's a shady little area right there. But I've
But
heard some horror stories about it.
you wouldn't believe all the autographs I got from the Terminus, though, man. Hell, they were signing every day at Terminus. They'd come out and Norman Reedus was signing, and who was it? Michael Cudlitz, Josh McDermott. Everybody was signing up there. I think pretty much that's where I met Ren at. I think Ren Johnson was at Terminus. I met her there. So I mean, we always stayed in groups.
Yeah.
Walking Dead fans. We always looked out for each other, so we always stayed in groups.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because yeah, some of it gets kind of shady, but I mean, if you're a big group, you're usually pretty good. What was your like keen spot where filming location that you just killed it that day? Like you couldn't believe that you did so good getting
It's always
autographs. And,
to the weird thing was always Griffin for some reason, man. They had always come out in Griffin. Griffin was the most craziest places of all because you had thousands of people. Well, I wouldn't say thousands, hundreds of people show up,
yeah.
and they would still come out and sign. And I'd be like, "What in the hell? They don't even come out to Sonoya like this."
Yeah. What's up with
That
Griffin?
I don't know, but that's just how it was. I mean, they always would come out there, but they wouldn't come out nowhere else. Even Denai come out in Griffin, and Denai didn't do nothing.
What? Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, Denai come out there a couple times.
Yeah. She doesn't like us.
Well, she didn't. She didn't. Not the fact she didn't like us. She was kind of really, really weird about people anyway, and she was always real nervous.
Yeah, because we
So,
kind of scared her one night. Remember?
well, we were at the gas station one night. And we asked her for autograph, and I think the way Tim kind of ran up to her, it kind of scared her a little bit. But I was like, "Ma'am, you don't have to sign if you don't want to." And she said, "It's okay, I'll sign." I was like, "Okay." So I mean, there's a difference between being overzealous and just jumping in somebody's face.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think Tim kind of scared her because that's just how Tim was. He just kind of shoved his shit in people's faces. But
Yeah.
we kind of learned from Tim not to do that.
Yeah.
That's where I met James Franco at was with Tim. I met
Oh yeah.
Franco and a couple other people, but I met Franco filmed down here in Dubious Battle. Yeah, in Dubious Battles, and I got him. He was here 5 days. I got him 3 out of 5, which wasn't bad.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty cool.
Man, he drew like he was high as a kite one night. He actually drew me Kim Jong Il, and it looked like a snowman. I was like, "What the hell is this?" He goes, "Kim Jong Il." I'm like, "All right, man. So, whatever, man."
Works
So
for me, buddy.
I still got it up there, and Franco apparently does that all the time, where he draws stuff,
Yeah.
and it sells pretty high on eBay. Like no joke, I think one of them sold for $800 because it's a original drawing from him.
Oh.
And that's exactly what I got. He explained to me what it was. It was like a snowman, but that's what it was.
That's
'Cause
funny.
remember that movie about Kim Jong Il he done?
Yeah.
He had just finished that movie and he was filming in Dubious Battles and he was high as a kite and he's like, this is Kim Jong Il. I'm like, okay, man, I appreciate it. It's whatever. It's like whatever, man.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh. So so if you were, like I said before, I was asking, like you gave advice, like if you're going to start going out and getting autographs and stuff, like you check IDBM, their Twitter and stuff. What's some of the other like non-filming places to go, looking for celebrities and stuff, especially Atlanta area since it's so wide.
I would say just the mall up in Atlanta, Buckhead area. Um, around Buckhead, period, man. They go up to restaurants in there and just hang out. I mean, anything to do with Buckhead. I mean, I got Billy Idol in Buckhead. I got almost all the Walking Dead people in Buckhead. Um, anything around possibly on Market. I know they kind of hang out of there sometimes. Because I don't know if anybody's aware, Possibly on Market's really kind of like a mall, but
Yeah.
fancier. Really, really cool place. It's really upscale. If you go in there and you don't have a whole lot of money, I wouldn't suggest buying anything. It's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
It's like 5-star gourmet dinners for a mall. It's really weird,
Wow. That's crazy.
but it's really really a fancy place. And I go in there to do my thing, and I get the hell out of there. I have to dress a certain way and look nice when
Yeah.
I go up there. No hats, look like you belong. So
Hmm.
as long as you act like you belong, you're good. And I mean, you go into like the Ritz Carlton. Make sure you have a nice shirt on. You don't have to have a business suit. Just a dress shirt, black dress shirt with a pair of blue jeans that looks real nice. Kind of act like you're supposed to be there and walk in, and they won't question it.
Yeah. See, that's some good advice right there. Because a lot of people just show up and go in and get kicked out,
Yeah,
especially at
just
the Ritz.
you got to dress the part, and especially like I went down to Chipper Jones used to have this thing over at Pine Mountain over at the can't ever remember that place on the top of my head. There's like a nice hotel in Pine Mountain. Anyway, he used to go in there. Callaway Gardens, where it is.
Yeah.
So when I used to go in Callaway Gardens, I used to just go in the bar and sit down. And I took Sean with me, my son. So we went in there. We sit at the table and just kind of chilled out. And the dude from Duck Dynasty come in there. I think his name's Jace, not Jace, Jake. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, he come in there, kind of hung out with us for a while. My son took pictures with him. Didn't get Chipper because Chipper was in some kind of a meeting and I had to get going. But it was a cool experience. I got a lot of celebrities just sitting at that table that day and acting like I belonged, and I
Yeah.
didn't. I
That's
didn't.
cool.
Matter of fact, the hotel comped me a bunch of drinks, and I wasn't even staying there. You just have to act like you belong.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Maybe, yeah. If you can see next week, or we'll try to get Oscar to come on, and maybe you can get some more like autograph tips and stuff on the side here, and we'll see what else comes up because trying to keep up with what's going on because not much going on with The Walking Dead right now until the season finale comes out. What? Not till October.
Yeah.
Something.
Yes, sir. Somewhere in there.
Yeah, we'll do a special episode probably before or after. It's up to you. We'll probably do one right after the show, and we'll try to keep this going even better and better. We want to thank everybody who joined us tonight, Jamie and Jeff in the chat, and no one called in, but hey, call in next time somebody and just give us a call. It's a free number. We're not going to know where you're calling from. You can even use a fake name. We don't know what the number is. It just comes up through the thing and has your name. And don't forget to hit us up on the email, the Dead Truth Podcast at gmail.com. If you have any questions, suggestions, anything, you can find us on the YouTube thingy. Once this is over, I'll upload it because thank God tonight we weren't doing simulcast on both because the internet's going in and out because YouTube sucks. But that's all I got. You got anything else for everybody, Jimmy?
No, just be good to each other. That's all I ask.
All right. Well, this has been Kevin.
This is Jimmy.
Until next Sunday at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, because if people don't understand that, I guess. Okay, I had to throw that in there because people ask. We'll see you then.
Have a good night.